That's not good news. Hopefully that's all sorted out. But hey everybody, welcome back to the Dota 2 Super League. This is your unofficial coverage of IG versus LGD.int. I'm Basekip. I am joined by Ryan Editor, so I guess say hi. Oh, and I'll need to change that. There we go.
Hello.
So we are currently in the second game of this best of 3 set, guys. LGD.int taking game 1 in pretty convincing fashion. We saw Anti-Mage doing what Anti-Mage does best, while the rest of LGD.int kept IG occupied. I think, frankly, a bit of a weird draft from IG, picking up the Enchantress and the Treant Protector. Not necessarily what we're used to seeing from them, but moving a little bit outside of their comfort zone definitely can't hurt. So yeah, I mean, I thought that there was potential in the lineup, just perhaps not necessarily to deal with what LGD.int were packing that game. So looking forward to hopefully seeing a full best of 3. So I guess rooting for IG in this game, if that makes sense. And what did you make of the last game, Ryan?
Oh, well, I didn't really watch too much of it because I was modding the chat and trying to get you to answer the call. But from what I did see, and I only joined halfway in because I got home from work, but it was impressive. I guess it's unexpected to see LGD.int dominating a game against IG that hard.
Yeah, I mean, that was a very convincing showing from LGD.int. I mean, even just stuff like this makes me so excited for TI3, because I think it's going to be crazy. It's going to be off the wall. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Can't wait to go.
Yeah, I'm so looking forward to going as well. And yeah, I mean, again, even more games like this can only build that level of excitement. So this time, IG, they're going to get their hands on Bat. LGD.int choosing to ban out the Nakes, and the Gyrocopter Duxier as well hits the deck. So we're also going to have a Visage pickup here from LGD.int, and handled fantastically last game. So RN is 147, right? I'm not making any sort of mistakes here.
I can check.
I think it is.
I'll check.
With Jace as his Steam picture.
Was he Visage last game?
Yeah, he was Visage.
Yeah, then it's 1437.
Okay, awesome. So just thought I would get 100% confirmation just to make sure. Again, I guess I'll apologize to the people in chat. The reason that there isn't multiple resolutions is because I don't have re-encode, and I don't have re-encode because I'm not partnered, and I'm not partnered because I don't stream enough. So hopefully within the coming weeks or so I will be partnered, and then the resolution options will be sorted, but for now I'm sorry, it's only 720p. And yeah, my sincere apologies for that. If you want to support me moving towards partnership, then you can follow the stream if you're enjoying the coverage or anything like that. But yeah, that's all I can say about what's going on with the re-encode right now.
Are you aware that it's been stuck on 322 followers? Is that a conspiracy?
Huh? Oh, is it, has it stalled at 322?
It's stalled at 322.
Oh. There's no conspiracy theories tonight. Nothing at all.
and last game you were a solo caster, right?
Oh my god. The conspiracy deepens. I'm deeply embroiled in all of the Rock's Kiss drama.
Alright,
okay.
So the draft.
So the draft. We have an Alchemist from LGD.int. I feel perhaps a little bit early. I've talked about this before. I don't like the fact that Alchemist pulls you in one direction in terms of your tri-lane, and Visage pulls you in another. I feel like Visage is really hunting for the 3v3, really wants the tri-v-tri Alchemist. He's okay, but doesn't really want it as badly because you can't really leave him alone in the tri-v-tri, can't farm autonomously. So I mean, I think LGD.int's lineup a little bit at odds within itself, but there is some synergy there, and obviously Visage, great physical damage from the birds. Alchemist helps to amplify physical damage. His nuke is great with a medallion, which is a pretty frequent pickup on Visage. So I guess there are pros and cons to the pairing. And okay, so we've got a Caudal pickup from IG. They've got their hands on Bat Rider so far. We see a Phantom Lancer ban from LGD.int. So even with the new patch and all the changes, nobody wants to deal with PL at the moment. So, but what do you... Okay, so after last game, do you feel like IG should play as stable as they can, their most practiced strategies, what they're most used to? Or do you feel like I mean, especially after what we saw in G1, should they continue to try and experiment to try and just maybe move outside of what they were playing before and just use every match that they have as practice for TI3, keeping their eyes focused on that.
Well, yeah, that's obviously the ultimate goal, but I think IG, they're not a team that will go too drastic with their changes. They'll just try to fix things, stick to their guns, and work with what they know is going to be successful for them. So that'll mean winning the lane phase and then pushing into the mid game and trying to control it a bit better. As I said, I missed the start of the last game, so I'm not sure what happened at the start. But I imagine if they were losing by that much, they probably didn't do too well in the laning phase.
Yeah, I mean they didn't have a super stable laning phase. I actually got in a little bit late. It looked like Ferrari had been really pressured on mid. The Quap versus DK matchup, obviously not really favoring the Dragon Knight there. So I think that was kind of the name of the game mid. I'm not 100% sure what necessarily happened in the other lanes because again, once I tuned in, we were already sort of moving out of the laning phase and moving into the mid game. It seemed like the Enchantress didn't get that much done moving out of the jungle, so Brax was actually able to get quite a bit of farm on the off lane. So I don't think that was all that great. And LGD.int looks like they're not going to change what works. They're going to pick up Earthshaker as that second support.
I just looked up a bit of stats. The last time that these two teams met in a competitive game was actually the G League #2 final, where IG beat LGD International 3-2.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that series. I'm surprised that was the last time that they met. That's feels like a little while ago. So
it was a while ago. That was I think it was March 29th.
No, so that was a
March
while
9th.
ago.
Sorry,
Yeah.
March 9th.
I feel like LGD.int seemed like they've grown quite a bit, and IG. I think everybody's opinion is kind of been that they've been a little bit shaky at the moment. So yeah, I think IG. Everyone's eyes are on them to try and prove them. And if you asked people a couple of months ago who the favorite team was for this matchup, or who even anybody's favorite team was to win TI3, then I feel like IG would have been at the top of a lot of people's lists. But yeah, right now they just haven't quite been on the same level that they were. So hopefully they will be able to stabilize, just tweak things that don't seem to be working, and get that ball rolling, get the confidence going again. And LGD.int, I said, don't change what works, and it looks like that's definitely the name of the game right now. They're going to pick up the Windrunner as well. So they get that super long-range lineup going right now between the Fisher, the Power Shot, and the Soul Assumption. I don't know if Windrunner will have as easy a time as she did last game if she's going to be on the offlane, so we'll see how LGD.int end up laning it.
After the G League finals, LGD.int hasn't really been able to beat many Chinese teams except for Rising Stars and Rattlesnake.
Okay.
And VG Gaming. But DK, LGD China, who was a team that LGD.int were able to beat quite successfully many times leading up to the G League finals. So DK, LGD China, and Orange have been all over LGD International.
Okay, so the results against the upper echelon of Chinese teams hasn't necessarily been there.
Or Asian teams as well.
Yeah.
Orange
isn't a Chinese team. They've been playing in the Chinese scene a lot, though, so that's been... Yeah, I guess that's why I'm getting confused. But IG, they're going to pick up a Templar Assassin, so it looks like we will see some Ferrari on TA. We're going to have a Quap ban from IG, so it looks like Ferrari should have a reasonable matchup. It might end up just being against the Windrunner, and LGD.int just picking up someone else for the offlane right now, or is that secondary solo. There's still a Clockwork in the pool. They don't have that many dots to deal with the Templar Assassin just yet, so we might see... Well, they've actually got the Visage, and the Familiars chew through the charges reasonably quickly, so... Well, it'll be interesting to see what we see as this last pickup from them. And IG, we are still looking for that carry. It looks like Batrider might be relegated to the jungle more or less here, which would be a great deterrent to LGD.int running an aggressive try. So I think we might just see an offlaner or an additional solo from them here.
I'm confused.
What are you confused about?
Just LGD's draft. Who's going to go mid? Are they going to get a mid? Is Windrunner going to go mid?
I mean,
Alchemist going to go mid?
This last pick is, I mean, they're on the dire side, so I feel like it's probably not going to be
Mid elk. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. That
okay. So
answers my question.
they're going to pick up another mid. Deals with TA actually quite well.
I was just about to say that.
There. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, the nice thing about having the Windrunner on the offlane, even if she doesn't get, LGD.int, are they going to run Earthshaker Ancient Pull strats with Windrunner farming the wave? I think they might. We'll have to see. I'm not sure if that's necessarily something that they've been doing recently, but I mean, I was going to say the nice thing about having the Windrunner is that they can stack Ancients with the Windrunner, but they don't even necessarily need to stack them if they can just keep pulling them and denying experience to whatever IG's safe laner is going to be. So I'm very interested to see if LGD.int are running the Earthshaker strats.
I'm not aware of that strategy. So you're saying that Earthshaker would be stacking the Ancients?
No, so here's what ES does. ES pulls the Ancients. So he pulls the Ancients up towards the tier 2 tower on bot lane, obviously. And then he stands next to the trees and closes the gap across the lane with Fissure. And then the creep waves aggro to the Ancients, and the Ancients will kill off the creep wave. Earthshaker doesn't really get that much farm because he can't actually kill the Ancients. But the really nice thing is that you're denying waves to the enemy carry, and then the winner just sits underneath the tower, maybe with a little bit of extra regen, tower all day. So I think.
Oh wow, I've never seen that before.
I mean, and yeah, it's a really interesting strategy. And who was it that was? I forget who was running it. They were running that Earthshaker strat, and then they also ran the Clockwork Tree Cog, pull up a bunch of creeps, and then release them into the lane to get the early push going. I actually casted that match. I can't remember for the life of me who the team was playing.
We can't do that with Clockwork anymore anyway. That got nerfed.
Oh yeah, that was patched.
Yeah, you can't use cogs to patch to like hold
to funnel
I'm
creeps
sure.
into. Okay, that might have been.
Well, you might be able to funnel them, but like you can't hold the creeps inside the cogs anymore.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
I wasn't. Yeah, again, I haven't been watching or playing as much Dota as I would like over the last 2 weeks, so I'm not 100% on all the changes. But anyway, getting into the game, we can run over who's playing what. So, which team do you want to handle, Ryan?
Nah, I'll leave it to you.
All right, okay. So,
as always.
Okay, on the side of LGD.int, we have G or God playing the Alchemist. We've got Brax on the Windrunner one more time. Misery going to be on the Earthshaker. Things kind of working out exactly as they were last game. We are going to have 1-4-3-7 on the Visage, and last but certainly not least, we're actually going to have Pycat on the OD for this game. So it looks like it's going to be a mid-Alchemist and a safe lane OD, perhaps. Over on the side of IG, we have Zoe playing the Morphling. We've got Faith on the Keeper of the Light. Tron is going to be on the Rubik. Ferrari 430 is going to be on the Templar Assassin. And to round things off, we have YYF on the Batrider making his way down towards bottom lane. So it looks like LGD.int are actually running what looks to be perhaps an aggressive tri-lane centered around the Windrunner, though she doesn't have a ring of protection, so it's not going to be a Bassi, so I'm interested to see what's going to end up happening on this bottom lane. IG actually dodging the tri-lane. They're moving things up towards the top lane to try and pressure the OD, who isn't going to have a fun time at all against the tri. So expect this setup to break apart from LGD, and if they catch wind of this.
Well, IG caught all the movement of LGD just then by placing that Observer Ward at the bottom. I'll let you handle middle lane.
Yeah. Oh, we've got an attempt on Ferrari's life to start things out. We've got 147 and Misery just hanging off to the side. Alchemist hasn't skilled his first point just yet, so it's probably going to be the Unstable Concoction. No, it's actually going to be Acid Spray to try and burn through the charges here. But are LGD actually going to go for this? They get the Fissure, but looks like that's going to be it for this middle lane. So just making their presence felt as they make their way up towards the top lane. That means our bottom lane matchup is going to be Brax up. Oh, it's going to be a Windrunner up against a Batrider, and frankly, I feel like this does favor the Batrider at least a little bit, though Brax going really hard to start. He's not actually winning in terms of the regen battle. They've both got 2 sets of tangos and a salve, so we'll see how this one ends up playing out. Though Brax playing it pretty defensively right now, just trying to get those stacks reset. And IG already trying to make use of the side pull. It's been stacked up once. So we'll see if they can grab onto that. But it will be a full try-v-try up on top. It's a little bit awkward, though we do have good tri-laners on both sides. We've got the Cuddle and the Visage. Obviously, Morphling brings some early game damage and has a pretty good escape. Pycat, sort of the odd man out on the OD. No real escape. He's pretty speedy now. I mean, he also has Brown Boots picked up, so 365. But it will be tough, and the supports will have to sit on top of him. If Misery strays too far, then I think they can probably pick up a kill.
Tron also got the 0 minute. Oh god, they're going to engage. Damn it. Go.
No, looks like that's going to be it. So he got the 0 minute illusion rune. He tried to block. He blocked the camp.
Yeah, he blocked the camps, and they also saw the rotation.
Yeah. And yeah, nice focus fire from IG. Gets the sentry ward down first. So nicely done by them. Though that's not actually a sentry ward that will block the camp, so I guess it's not doing too much. G already has his bottle, can actually significantly outpush the TA on mid, especially with 2 points in Acid Spray to start, so he's going to have some pretty good rune control in this matchup, and Ferrari already waddling the courier back. Doesn't have flying just yet, so that's a very slow trip for that courier, and now IG just looking to interrupt the pull. Can they get anything done? Pycat actually comes in from the side. Zoe's still here, just going to throw a couple of right clicks. Faith in a little bit of trouble, gets Grave Chill. They get the minus armor. They're going to get a couple more right clicks. One more is going to seal the deal. Pycat drawing that first blood. Misery in trouble, however. Zoe still holding onto the waveform. Misery's going to try and deny himself to neutrals, and he gets it. The lift back, but now LGD still on the chase. Zoe forced to start morphing strength as Grave Chill hits one more time. We get the Imprison. In comes the Illuminate, but looks like that's going to be it. Pycat now backing off. No, he's actually going to continue to trade blows. Feeling pretty happy with the regen situation, and the Fissure flies out. One more Grave Chill, LGD.int. No mercy, and will one more do it? It will. 1437 with a final right click picks up that kill, and that is 2 for 1 on this top lane, and not even 1 as Misery dives into the creeps and kills himself off, and Zoe comes in one more time. He doesn't actually even have enough for waveform. He's going to morph strength, but that's going to be the end of him. One more right click puts an end to that, and IG losing a bunch of heroes on this top lane, and that might even be it. Pycat already up to level 4, so we might have to see some rotations away from top from IG. And I mean, they can change the lane configuration, but how do you feel about making that swap? Maybe bumping the Batrider into the jungle and bringing the tri lane down to bot.
Well, I don't know. Well, who are you going to leave at top then?
I mean, you can just leave the Coddle. The Batrider can TP up whenever he really needs to farm. So it's not an awful situation to be in.
So far behind on levels. Like you can't just leave the Coddle there. He won't do too much. They haven't blocked the creep camp. You know, LGD totally has control of this top of lane.
Yeah, they definitely do. So looks like IG, regardless, will rotate the Morphling down towards bot. So we'll see what YYF ends up doing. God actually makes a trip all the way down towards bottom lane. I'm not quite sure what he's up to there. He's actually trying to be sneaky and leaves an illusion on mid. I'm not sure if he's actually getting any last hits with this. But doing his best, and now brings the actual hero back in. So I don't know if he deceived anyone there. Ferrari picks up quite a bit of farm and is now leading heavily, sitting on top of the leaderboard in terms of CS right now. But I mean, LGD.int making full use of the jungle, getting some stacks going, getting some pulls running. They are going to leave Faith on top. Again, he won't get that much, but he can at least stop the pushes if and when they do happen. And this does mean that Brax is going to be a little bit more shut down on bot. We still haven't seen YYF leave just yet, so he continues to just hang out on this bottom lane. But
Ferrari is winning middle lane, even against this Alk aggression or harassment or whatever with his acid spray. But I'm still impressed that LGD.int is running the Alchemist in middle on the Dire side. I've never seen that before.
Yeah. I mean, they're not really making full use of the... I mean, and I guess what Ryan is referring to is the fact that when you run in mid on the Radiant side, you can stack the Ancients off to the side just by using Acid Spray. So, oh, G in a little bit of trouble. Ferrari 430 going very aggressive, but in comes Misery with the TP support, gets the Fissure out, and will get Alchemist back to safety. So Ferrari gets level 6, sees the opportunity immediately, and will be able to pick himself up a double damage rune as well. So already sitting pretty. Does G have any more regen? Does Misery could palm off some tangos, but looks like G just going to make the trip back to base, and Misery will be left to get the farm. So he needs to be very careful. Again, Ferrari with the double damager and nothing to mess with. So Sentry Ward revealed, I guess, a little bit there, so Ferrari may be a little bit more wary about trying to make his way up onto the high ground. Brax again, having a tougher time. Tron actually uses the telekinesis to cut down the trees so that he can get the pull through going down on bot. But so far, so farmy for both sides. It was a golden experience lead in favor of LGD.int, but looks like with the movements from IG, they are slowly catching their way up to equalize things out. So looking pretty good, and Tron getting some stacks going as well. Nice movements from him. Misery makes his way towards bot, but Zoe is going to be very difficult to kill. They might just be able to apply some pressure and maybe force the Keeper of the Light away from the top lane. And Brax going very aggressive, but Zoe returns with a little bit of aggression of his own, but spots the Earthshaker, getting hit by the power shot, and with that, almost losing all of his life, gonna need some regen. And actually buys up a bottle, just to make sure that he can stay on this bottom lane. So we're gonna have courier shenanigans from IG that will slow things down a little bit for Ferrari on mid, and that might make life a little bit more difficult. G actually sick of mid, doesn't want to risk his life against the TA. Ducks into the jungle, but that gives free reign for Ferrari on mid, and he's going to use this double damage to even pick up some ancient farm, doing a really good job of lining up those dragons. So Ferrari making full use of the map right now, even after slamming that creep wave into mid. So nice little things from IG, and this is why they are a renowned team. They're really renowned for their efficiency, getting absolutely the most out of the map that they can, and as you can see, already clearing out their jungle pretty effectively as well. 4 out of 5 camps dead for that 1 minute mark. Or for that 8 minute mark.
Yeah.
So, how do you feel about the late game prospects for this situation? We've got OD Alk against Morphling TA, I guess is the name of the game, and then a Batrider thrown in as well.
Well, if Batrider can pick off Alchemist before he gets the ultimate off, they can just destroy him. However, you know, Eddie's a pretty strong carry, and they are running it as the #1 position. Although he's getting a mech.
Yeah,
I was hoping to see a mech on the Alchemist. However,
not everyone is
as rich as we'd hope him to be at this point in this game, because he didn't really get that Grievous Greed.
Yeah, and not everyone is Rattlesnake, I guess. So
of course.
Not everyone is going to run. Not everyone's going to run some mech Alchemist. So G is completely abandoned mid. He has occupied his position in the jungle to try and get some farm going. Again, yeah, no Grievous Greed, so it's pretty slow going for him. Misery continues his reign of terror on bottom lane, just putting the pressure on Zoe, and it is starting to show up a little bit in his creep score, falling a little bit behind Pycat right now. So yeah, just the pressure on the Morphling is going to be tough, and I mean, aside from the Templar Assassin, he is obviously their primary source of damage, so he does need to get at least a little bit of farm going. We've got the Blink Dagger finished for YYF, so hopefully going to see some action from that. He's going to TP down towards bot. He's got a smoke ready, and this blink hasn't been revealed, so it might just be a kill. And just lurking right now.
Just going to turn up my mic a little bit.
Yeah, sure. There's a little bit of background noise, but it looks like it. I think it's
down, and then adjust.
Yeah, well, they're going to jump on top of Brax, dragging him back. Nice Fisher, buys a little bit of time. He's going to try and win one away, but the lift immediately putting an end to that. And IG, nothing left. They will have to let Misery get away, and in comes the rest of LGD.int. They get the stun out on Chon. Down goes the acid spray, and the familiars melt him like he was nothing. So LGD.int, they do get a bit of an exchange on this bottom lane. TP is now making their way down from Faith. There's 4 heroes from LGD.int in position, ready to push. And even Pycat making his way down for that one. Mech already in tow, so looks like he is just fully equipped to try and teamfight a little bit from this point forward. Ferrari's going to get some pressure applied mid. He is going to get imprisoned, and the TP support makes its way in. They pop the dust. They don't get the shackle. Ferrari actually turning around right now, but some nice familiar stuns. And then there's the Grave Chill. Will he drop? They throw the Sandy's Eclipse. They get the stun out. And everything and the kitchen sink thrown on top of Ferrari there, but they do bring him down at the end of the day. And I think a very valuable kill given how far ahead he was in this game.
Yeah, we'll see how the experience draft adjusts after that kill, because he was the highest level hero on the map.
Yeah, so definitely a lot of experience. Not really that much gold being split up by LGD.int, but they just continue to dive. They want the Morphling to give up bottom lane. They're going to jump on top of Chon, and those familiars will put an end to him very quickly. And IG, without any response, Faith not in position to try and counter push. And LGD.int, they're not even interested in the tower. They just want the kills. Now they're going to go back. But they have forced IG's hand. YYF, he's going to jump in. He gets the drag back on G. The damage already there. The mech is going to pop, buying some space. He gets out of the lasso, but will he be able to survive? The Illuminate flies through. It's going to finish him up. Ferrari, however, fairly low. Dusted up. Will right clicks be enough? Pycat hesitates for a second, but he does manage to get that one down. Zoe now waveforming in. Can they get anything else done here? The Fade Bolt bounces across. Looks like they might be able to get the familiars. No, a very quick resummon from 147 preventing that. So the net exchange on mid, it's both of the mid heroes going down, but Ferrari biting the dust one more time. So that's not great, but LGD.int, I think, doing a good job of forcing IG's hand. And Zoe, I mean, still, again, not all that impressive in terms of farm right now, sitting in the 4th position in terms of net worth overall.
How is IG still ahead on experience and gold?
I think a lot of it is the product of YYF going into the jungle. I mean, LGD.int, G abandoned middle lane, so he was abandoning a full lane of experience for, I guess, 80% of a full lane's experience, making his way through the jungle, and he wasn't even staying ahead on gold with the Griefel's Creed. So I think that's largely it. And I mean, talking about YYF, there's a ton of weight on his shoulders this game. He's got the blink. He really needs to be making plays for IG because the rest of their heroes are just struggling. Chon already with 2 deaths, doesn't even have level 6 yet. And Coddle, I mean, good at defending pushes, reasonable in team fights, but not the huge playmaker that I feel that IG need right now to be able to free up some space. So hopefully we'll see some action from them. And as I say that, we get the smoke from 3, making their way up towards top lane. So who is the biggest threat that they really need to be dealing with on LGD.int right now? I feel like G is going to get big later, but yeah, so they're going to find Pycat. Is TP support ready to go for LGD.int? No, they're actually smoking themselves. There's no TP ready for the Earthshaker, and he's who they need for this one. He gets the Imprison. TP support comes in, but they actually just abandoned the gank, too afraid of LGD.int TPing even more heroes. It was only the Visage, but Pycat pops the mech, gets back up to 80%, and is just fine to escape. So IG with a big investment, but they don't get it.
And 1437's birds are on cooldown, and they're in the bottom lane at the moment.
And they shackle up Zoe. Can they get the chain stun going? He's still morphing strength, but they pop the Echo Slam, and that puts an end to him. And now IG with the reactionary TPs, but they've already used the lasso. Nice blinding light backwards. They get Misery back into range of the sticky napalm, but Brax with the shackle shot puts an end to that one. So both teams end up hunting for the enemy team's carry, and LGD.int the ones that come out successful there, so bring it up to a 5-kill lead. Okay, KY, I get it. Somebody is... KY is non-stop inviting me to party, and there's no way that I can hide the notifications, so... he's getting his 5 minutes on stream right now. and Cuckoo disguised as KY as well.
Can't you go, like, offline?
I can go offline. This is true, and I can prevent all the. So let's just do that.
There you go.
Yeah. So that'll stop the spam. I apologize to everybody who is spamming me like that. I'll do shoutouts at the end of the game, guys. You can wait around for those. You can get your 5 seconds there as opposed to 5 minutes of spamming me with party requests. So, they're gonna jump on top of Misery down on bot. They drag him back. Shackle will not latch. Zoe jumps through. Misery tries to turn around, but the improved turn rate not enough with that sticky napalm. G TP's in, but a little bit too little, too late. And IG not the biggest pick off, but they got to take what they can get right now.
Oh man, the chat's making me laugh so hard.
What are they saying? I try not to pay too much attention.
When I said can't you go offline, they insinuated that I meant the stream.
Yeah, obviously, got to take the stream down. Ferrari's got a haste. Can he get out here in time? He's going to get imprisoned. The stun being channeled up. Everybody else is coming to support as well. Where are the familiars? He actually manages to meld. Still has the haste. No anti-invis. LGD.int not going to get that one. And they just brought everybody mid. There was the slightest sign of Ferrari doing something interesting, and they said, nope, that's not happening. Faith is going to pop the ultimate and bring him up towards top. So let's see if they can get anything done here. They did just force all of those LGD.int TPs on a mid, so it looks like Ferrari is going to get some alone time with this tower. Will they be able to bring it down? There's no fortification, but IG still playing very scared right now, not wanting to risk any deaths whatsoever. And frankly, I feel like just letting LGD.int get the better of them from time to time. There almost seems to be this feeling that IG are always expecting LGD.int to be 5 heroes all the time, always having TPs off cooldown, which obviously isn't the reality. So I feel like maybe playing it a little bit too cautiously. Tron's going to go for Braxdown on bot. They jump on top as well. They're going to pop the lasso for this one, and just to get into the pickoff, just to keep advancing that state on the board. Ferrari pressuring mid, but G ready to stop him, and Misery found himself an invis. He spots Faith. He's got the Echo Slam, but there are bigger fish to fry. He spots out Ferrari. He's going to drop the Echo. There goes the Dust. Fisher blocked nicely as well. Can they finish him off? He gets the refraction up, but can he escape? Bottling, still alive. Looks like Ferrari will be able to get back to safety, and the rest of IG move in. Faith going to defend up on top. Fortification will pop a Pycat. He is just running straight past the tower. So both teams just not willing to budge an inch right now. The tier 1 tower will go down on bot, so IG claim a little bit of advantage in all the kerfuffle. But as the dust settles, it just continues to be neither team wanting to budge in the slightest.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what they could have done to keep Ferrari there a bit longer. Maybe if they did the fissure first and then the Echo Slam when they did a chase, like into the creep wave or something like that. I'm not sure. That might have gotten them the kill, but yeah, I got nothing.
I mean, if they got a complete creep, if they got a complete Earthshaker body block with the fissure to keep Ferrari from running past, then I feel like maybe they get that kill, but it's obviously a little bit difficult to execute. And Ferrari was already running away because the rest of LGD.int were chasing in, so I think he just had to go and do the best he could. So a little bit unfortunate there. G finally gets the first point in Grievel's Greed. Yeah, he's dying to neutrals here, but he's got the first point up in Grievel's Greed. So Alchemist, I mean, not even close to catching up as quickly as you'd expect. And we've got a drag back on mid, 157 in trouble. The Shackle's going to fly out, but it's not going to buy them enough space. And it's actually Rubik's Shackle. YYF now gets shackled. This one's from Brax this time around, but Misery's actually going to drop 2 for 1 the exchange, and the bird gets cleaned up by the meld. So I guess things that kill birds, there are a couple in this game. And IG, again, making great movements with this recall. They're going to send Ferrari up towards top, and finally gets the tower that he was denied on that earlier push. So IG, they're up 2 towers, and I feel a lot of it just due to better maneuvering and exploiting the hell out of the Coddle as best they can. Honestly, I think Blinding Light and Recall are probably 2 of the most broken abilities in the entire game. But that's, I guess that's a story for another time. And obviously Living Armor on the list as well. So Zoe, despite the kind of rough start that he had on that tri-lane on top, and then the Earthshaker coming to camp him, is sitting at the 3rd position in terms of overall farm. Already an Ogre Club picked up, so the BKB probably not too far away. Ferrari, it's going to be a BKB as the story for him as well. Everybody hating on the OD right now. And 100% the right pickup against the Outworld Devourer, who has currently a 4-staff picked up. In terms of overall golden experience, the advantage is actually quite handily in the hands of IG, with a 4k experience lead and about a 5k gold swing as well. So again, these movements around the map and making full use of both the jungle and the Coddle, putting them in good stead and kind of putting just the economic pressure on LGD.int. Are going to rotate down towards bot. The Familiar scouting, but YYF is smoked, and he might actually be able to get the initiation off here first. He's going to throw out the Flame Break, not willing to go, suspecting that it was a bit of a bait from Pycat and not wanting to get hit by the Fissure. Meanwhile, Ferrari is applying pressure on mid. Can they get this tower down? Nice deny from G. He's waiting straight towards the Coddle, going to turn it around, heading towards Ferrari. Misery in from the side. Does he get the Fissure block? Looks like he does. They pop the Sandy's Eclipse. BKB flying out from Ferrari. He's got another haste rune. It's a repeat of last time. Trying to escape. Now going to turn around. Drops the trap, but the rest of IG just a little bit too far away to get anything done there. So it looks like all that will happen there is a 10-second BKB charge being used and the tower being denied. So that's it. And Ferrari, again, IG not willing to budge an inch. He's going to go up top and just get rid of the creeps on that tier 1. And G is, I mean, he just can't get these levels at all. He's still got only the 1 point in Grievel's Greed, and I mean, farm rate subpar, frankly, for the situation. He's been trying to gank, but without having a Shadow Blade or anything, just hasn't been having a huge impact. I mean, he's has a 4-kill participation, which is far from awful. I mean, with only 9 kills on the board for them, but yeah, I feel like maybe Alchemist 1 or 2 more points in greed, just getting the farm going and then looking to gank would have perhaps been a better choice. What do you think?
Well, you're in the mid lane. You really need to be able to deal as much damage to the opponent's mid as you can. So I think I wouldn't really question the skill build, but he definitely needs to find some more levels, because if he can get to Chemical Rage level 3, then he's going to be able to...
He's going to get dragged on mid. The Shackle not going to connect onto anything. What has Tron stolen? He's actually got Acid Spray of his own. They're going to bounce him back. The Meld Strike as well. The right clicks are just absurd. And now they're going to go after Brax. The Force Staff already used. Ferrari still giving chase. Gets the next trap down. Holding on to it until the very end. But Misery is already in position. Looks like that might be it. But IG going to try and transition this one into a push. The Familiars are waiting up on top. Try and get this tier 1, perhaps 147. Now bringing them back towards mid. Pycat's going to continue to pressure. He's got the TP scroll ready to go, but no Sanity's Eclipse right now. And looks like IG, they're going to go straight in. That's not LGD.int's Acid Spray. It is Rubik's Acid Spray, and IG gets some chip damage. Haven't forced the fortification. Tron now has his hands on Shackle Shot, so maybe this time around Tron can show Brax how it's done. That Shackle on mid before wasn't necessarily excellent. And IG, again, they are just not willing to give up anything at all. This time it's going to be Tron making his way top to prevent the push from Pycat. So I have to say, really good movements.
YYF did exactly what he needed to do. Like I said earlier, blinking in, getting the Alchemist before he's got Chemical Rage popped up, and bringing him down as much as they can before it goes off. That's where they can deal some again.
And it's a repeat of last time. G's going to get dragged back. Is everybody here in position? They're actually going to be able to bounce it back to Shackle Shot as well. Down he goes, and the fish are just a little bit too far away. IG absolutely brutal in camping out the Alchemist here, and they, with that kill, equalize the kills, still sitting pretty in terms of gold and experience. And all the while, this time around, well, last game it was Pycat, all the while farming on the Anti-Mage, and this time around it's Zoe just still happily farming on the Morphling. He's still not amazingly farmed. He almost has the BKB finished, but obviously doesn't quite flash farm to the same degree that an Anti-Mage does. We won't hold that against him. But
Joe was making really, earlier on, he was making really good optimization of the jungle farm and the lane farm by going to one of the camp near the bottom room, and then he would wave down across the trees into the pool camp.
Okay. So just getting as much damage out as he could. And probably
And
making full use of the replicate as well, I would suspect, just to keep bouncing between lanes and picking up farm. I mean, that's kind of where the farming capability of the Morphling flies out, so I'll try and keep an eye on that for you guys. Yeah, he doesn't have it up at the moment, but hopefully he's been making use of it. Looks like LGD.int will finally get the first tower of the game for themselves up on top. So again, while they are behind on gold, a lot of that is the product of towers, and they get that tier 1 down at last. But IG, they seize the opportunity. They're not giving away anything for free. They head straight into the pit, and with Meld, they're going to bring this one down quickly. Roshan even shackled up for his troubles, and looks like LGD.int just not in a position to do anything about it. Very commanding map control from IG. They've got Observer Wards down, they're all backed up by sentries, and they're really forcing LGD.int back into a pretty defensive position. They're going to catch out Pycat as well, shackled up, lifted, dragged, everything thrown at him, and now they're going to jump after Misery. BKB even popped off by Zoe. Not 100% sure why, but I guess anything to bring down the pesky Pycat. He does not... Oh, he does have buyback available, so LGD.int might be able to make a play based off that, but again, they are up against an Aegis now. So even if they flipped it around to be a slightly more even fight, then they're still technically 6v5 and at the deficit of a buyback. So it looks like the decision is just going to be to push out cautiously. IG actually go back into farming positions, a little bit surprisingly to me. I mean, they do still definitely have core items to finish up. The Morphling can still definitely get bigger. And I guess just not feeling like they're rushed to use the Aegis just yet. We'll probably see them make a move, perhaps in about 3 minutes, once that urgency is sort of
well, they got mech. They probably want to make and then use the Aegis while they can.
Yeah, I mean they're in a pretty good spot. We don't have any signs of a mech whatsoever from LGD.int. We've actually just got a Force Staff up on Brack. Oh, we do have a mech. We have a mech on OD. I'm an idiot. I'm so stupid.
It's okay. We forgive you. The chat forgives you, right?
No, chat never forget. Chat never forgives.
Oh God.
This will be my shame forever. So Ferrari 430 picks up another familiar. Mel just clearing them out, gets some more gold, and he's doing amazingly in terms of farm, I have to say. Even picking up an Eagle Song. So it's straight carry TA right now. Just heading towards the butterfly. So
if Morphling wasn't enough.
Yeah, and if Morphling wasn't enough, I mean, and Morphling again, he's not huge, but Ferrari 430 is starting to get a little bit out of hand, and LGD.int, yeah, they don't really have that much going for them. I mean, G with the 27-minute Shadowblade completion, which is just not great. I mean, that's not a benchmark at all for Alchemist. We're starting to head into 4 or 5 slot territory for a farming Alchemist. So that the build, while I definitely agree with your earlier point that it was necessary to be able to fight the Templar Assassin on mid, it was more ganking oriented, and LGD.int just couldn't quite get those ganks going. And looks like IG, they're here, they're ready to push, they've still got this Aegis, they're heading onto the tower, Fortification already used, Misery stalling a bit, but I feel like LGD.int too late to the party, they're not in position to defend. And will they get caught out? YYF hovering off to the side, but hardly any of that Firefly left, so it looks like IG get the tower for free. And LGD, I feel like a little bit of a blunder not being ready to defend that one. Because they moved into position, they brought 4 there, but just realizing that they were there a little bit too late. And IG, I love it. Capitalizing on the advantage. We're going to have a gem pickup for Faith, and we have just hit exactly the Aegis reclaimed in 3 minutes mark, and IG looks like they are mobilizing. So LGD.int just have to weather the storm, and hopefully they'll be on the other side. Again, we are kind of rooting for IG to try and see a 3rd and final game for this set, so I guess, yeah, it's looking pretty good in that regard, at least, with 10k gold and 12k experience, the advantage.
Yeah. Do you reckon that, it was smart for LGD to put the OD at top instead of against the mid? I mean, we expected it to be against the TA, right? It's a very fair point. I mean, Ferrari.
Yeah. So they're starting laning configuration. We've got a smoke. They're heading up. We'll talk about this in a second because they are hunting for Pycat. And his Force Staff is on cooldown. Does he suspect that the gank is coming? He's got a TP scroll ready to go, but the blink has already gone out. They've got the vision. He's going to Force Staff after him. YYF gets the drag. TP support coming in from LGD.int. The Sanity's Eclipse was stolen by Chon, but Pycat not really suffering too much from that one. They get the trap slow. Misery's here. Can he get the Fissure of the Century to try and buy some space? Defensive imprisonment. Can the rest of LGD get here in time? Ferrari has already popped the BKB. They're going to try and Force Staff him away, but in comes Zoe sliding through with the BKB. Now Faith. YYF to get the Shackle up on 2. LGD.int still standing their ground. Nice familiar stuns hit up on 4, but looks like LGD.int still bleeding out. More buybacks. LGD.int trying to get back into this fight, but G lifted up into the air. He's going to be bursted down. No mercy. Tries to Lothars, but the gem is already up. And LGD.int just need to cut their losses. Get out of here. Fissure trying to escape Chon with the power shot snipe. And even the familiars will die at the end of the day. So IG with a bunch of pickoffs and with a huge gold lead as well, with forcing out those buybacks from LGD.int. So... And do they still have any of this Aegis left? They have a whole minute, so they could still pressure this. So this is looking pretty bleak for LGD.int. I mean, there is a chance for them to stabilize. They've got double Hex in probably 5-6 minutes. Pycat's a little ways away, especially with the buyback, and Brack's not super close either, so it is a fair way away. But how do you feel? Is the double Hex, would it be enough for a bit of a turnaround here for LGD.int?
Yeah, hexes are what change games, really. But I just want to go back to the last team fight because we saw that Chuan dropped the Sanity's Eclipse, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then he used Spell Steal again and stole it again, refreshing, not the cooldown, but keeping it up for another 6 minutes, although he has stolen Power Shot since. But that just means that Pycat hasn't casted anything since the last team fight, other than, Arcane Orb, but he's obviously got that on auto cast, so Tron can steal it. Anyway, Go to team fight.
Anyway, bit of a fight breaking out, so Chon's going to slide forward. They get the lift up on Pycat. He's still alive. The mech is already popped. He's going to get bursted down. He tries to imprison. Misery jumps in with the Echo Slam, but it's just not doing that much. G, man fighting YYF, but the right clicks from Ferrari and Zoe. The team work just a little bit too much, and LGD.int losing 3. And IG ready to continue the push. We've got the courier flying in with a bunch of items. It loses some life to the creep wave, so swiftly microed away. Gets all the deliveries going, and LGD.int, the buybacks are already on cooldown. There's no dire buybacks, and I think this is definitely going to be 1 racks, if not 2, and especially with the damage that Zoe and Ferrari are dealing right now. And it's going down pretty quick, and a Scotty up on Zoe. Shackle not going to latch Brax, just trying to stall. Still 20 seconds away. They're buying some time, but no fortification up. So IG just straight onto the barracks, and looks like it's going to be definitely 1 down. Misery just hanging out up on top lane. There's still a tier 2 there, so if IG want to make a move, it has to be down towards bot. And Brax and 1437 are ready for that eventuality. So it looks like that's going to be it. No, IG, they're considering re-engaging, and YYF jumps straight back in. 1437 walks out a little bit too far, and the double force staff brings them straight back, and now G chasing in, but they can't afford to just come into this fight 1v1. Misery says no, that's it. Fisher's putting an end to this one, but G still slowed down. The meld flying through the double force staff this time around from LGD.int gets G back to the safety of the fountain. But that's going to be another pickoff, and IG with a really nice little play, getting both the racks and getting a pick. So continue to push out the golden experience in a terrifying way. 20k gold and about 25k experience the swing right now. So
LGD did really good to minimize their losses with the 4-stars there, getting the heroes out that were about to be picked off. So I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah, good team play there to be able to escape, and the death on the Visage, not a huge deal. So yeah, I mean, it was after that team fight went as disastrously as it did. It was definitely going to be at least 1 racks, but avoiding being picked off prevented it from being more. So IG will have to go back. They are now without an Aegis, so about 2 minutes for that one. A chance, perhaps, for LGD.int to try and contest. And let's go all the way back to your earlier point about before this fight breaks out bot. Actually, it looks like it's going to be a fight bot. But we will get back to that point about OD versus where OD and Alchemist are farming. YYF, he is hunting. LGD, they're retreating into the trees. They are being very cautious right now. It's everybody on the bot lane. And G is just hiding. And so is the rest of LGD, but IG are just pushing them in. And now Brax tries the shackle, but an immediate BKB from Zoe buys the space. Brax dragged it onto the low ground. He's going to drop. It's 1 for 1 so far with Chon biting the dust as well. The defensive imprisonment buys some space, but Ferrari already there with the meld. Pycat drops the Sandy's Eclipse. The Fisher blocks everybody in, but I think they're not trapped in with Pycat. He's trapped in with them, and now Zoe getting bursted, but he's still just morphing strength through the Scotty, making him a little bit too tanky. They're going to drop the Chaos Dunk as well, but LGD.int losing 4 in exchange for 1. They're going to GG out, and we are going to see a 3rd and final game as IG, I think, find their feet, play their style, and really just what we would expect from IG. IG looking like IG in this game. So
yeah, it's what we like to see.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Also in that last team fight, Faith was about to be picked off by the Alchemist and a couple of other heroes, but he used his 4-star to go up to the dive side entrance, and that really made LGD just have to run around too much, and then they just all got picked off.
Yeah, so they called the target to focus, they lost that target, and just sort of things went awry from there. And as we saw to Pycat, that was a nightmare, being trapped in with the Morphling and the Templar Assassin. So that's going to be it for this game, guys. This is the Dota 2 Super League. It's IG versus LGD.int. This is a best of 3. We are in our 2nd game, so IG tying it up 1 for 1. I've been Basekip. If you guys want to leave me any feedback on the cast, chat or an email at basekipdota@gmail.com is fantastic. My co-caster today has been Ryan Editor, so any final words, any shout-outs, anything like that? We are going to head to the next game, obviously, if you want to hold on to them.
Yeah, I'll do a shout-outs at the end.
Okay, sweet. So that's going to be
anybody who wants me to give them a shout-out, message me now on Skype or whatever.
And anybody who wants to hang around for shoutouts, yeah, they'll be at the end of the next game. So I guess I'm forcing everybody to stay tuned in. I hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. We'll be back with Game 3 coming up in a little bit. So yeah, stick around.